Hello and welcome to this slightly differently formatted episode of Creative Techniques, where I'll show you how to prepare a logo in Illustrator for animation, and then animate it in Motion. So here we are in Illustrator. I've got this fake logo that I've made, and at the moment it's still editable. Now you should always convert text in a logo to outlines so that it doesn't get destroyed by someone opening it up if they don't have the font. And to do that, I'm going to select all with Command A and go to Type Create Outlines, Command Shift O. Now it's all shapes and it'll be far more resilient. I'm going to save that as something with outlined or outlines in the name, and that way I can't destroy my original editable file. Now, the Layers panel here has only got 4 separate elements, and if I want a separate element for every letter so I can animate them all independently, I need to do a few steps. Select all, Command-Shift-G to ungroup. Over here in the Layers panel, select the name of the layer, and then Release to Layers, Sequence. Now, we'll see from this multicolored display that every element is now on its own layer, but in fact they are sublayers underneath layer 1. So I'm going to click on layer 2 here, then shift click on layer 43 and drag, try it again, drag from layer 2 and everything else above layer 1, and now they exist on their own, on top. You can actually import that into After Effects as a composition and access all those separate layers. But if you're going to animate in something like Hype or Motion, you'll probably want to do a couple of other steps first. Now, one common thing you might want to do is export to a Photoshop file. So File, Export As, you can go to Photoshop, on my desktop here, Export, and so long as you write the layers, and I like to use super sampling here at high resolution, then you'll get high quality output, which many other applications can interpret. So if an application can understand Photoshop layers like Motion can, then you should be good. And I'll just show you what that looks like. If I head to my desktop and open that Photoshop file up, then we'll see I've got lots of separate layers all over here in the Layers panel, which you can turn on and off. Now that we've got the Photoshop file with all the layers created, I'm going to flick into Motion and we'll continue there and actually animate the thing. So here's a new file in Motion, and I'm just going to head to the inspector, look at the project, and right-click there to pick a color, and I'll just go with white. I'm going to import the file. Here's the Photoshop file, which I made earlier. And I don't want merged layers, I want all layers. That's really important. There we go. Now we've got everything that we need. We can scale that down if we want to. And there's plenty of things I could do. I'm just going to put this into 3D mode all the way down, which has some consequences regarding not cropping the edges of the image. I'm going to go to the library, behaviors, simulations, and there's so many fun things we could do here, but I'm going to go with random motion, and I'm going to pop it on this layer here, head to the inspector, looking at behaviors, and this is X and Y, crank that up to about 40, including sub-objects, really important. Now when I play, everything is going to drift apart. Now I'm happy with a long animation like this, but if you wanted a greater amount or you want it to be noisier, you can of course change these settings here. And don't forget to drag on the numbers if you want more control than the sliders give you. If you want a different random animation, press this little button to get a completely different random seed and give you a completely different set of random motions. You can also add more behaviors here, and there's really a whole lot you can do. Maybe I might try to set the attractor in here. And I'll turn off the random motion to show you what this does. Everything will just go boom into the middle. So there are so many things you can do in Motion. If you're happy to explode a logo from a good position to an end position like that, then that's fine. And if you want to run it in reverse, it's easiest just to export the movie and reverse it in Final Cut. I hope that helped. If you get stuck, I've got courses on Illustrator and on Motion at ask.video and macrovideo.com. And I've also got my own motion templates at motionalley.com. Feel free to check them out and buy them if you like them. Hope that helps, and thanks very much.